So we've been talking about using transition words in our writing. We've talked so far about using them with time, order, or sequence, compare and contrast, and cause and effect. Today we're going to apply those in the different types or different styles of writing. So the three types of writing that we've been working on this school year and last school year really was opinion writing, which when you were writing about your opinion to help me decide where to go on vacation. That was your opinion writing. Informative writing. You wrote about a trip to Washington, D.C., and you included facts about the monuments that you visited. So those would be an example of informative writing. You also did your narrative writing, which tells a story like you did your own twisted fairy tales. So those are those three types of writing that we've done so far this year. When you do that, you have different transition words that work well within those different styles of writing. However, informative writing, there can be many different structures to informative writing, which we've talked about, the nonfiction text structures, which included comparing and contrasting, cause and effect, problem and solution, description, and then also sequence or time order. So depending on which style of writing you're using for your informative may change what type of transition words you're using. The same thing is true for opinion writing. Transitions that link reasons and supporting details to the opinion can be helpful. So, for example, if you said, because you like warm weather, you will love the place I'm sending you on vacation. Because would be the correct transition word to use there because you're giving me a reason as to why I would like the place you're sending me, okay? So some opinion writing words that we would use would be consequently, because, as a result, due to, furthermore, specifically, and first of all. Okay, so there's a variety there. If you look at it, that's a variety. It's not just time order or just compare and contrast or just cause and effect. You use a variety within the opinion writing. The same thing is true, like I've already mentioned, about your informative writing. Depending on the structure of the writing you're using, or even the paragraph, from paragraph to paragraph, the structure may vary. We've seen that with StoryWorks stories, that from paragraph to paragraph or sections of the stories with our nonfiction pieces, they vary the structure. Okay, that also makes your writing more interesting. So depending on what you're using, you will use different transition words, such as, for example, also, in fact, in addition to, in contrast, similarly, especially, and besides. So again, another variety of cause and effect, compare and contrast, and time order words there. Same thing for narrative writing, okay? Often when you're doing a narrative, you're telling a story, and you tell the story in order, unless you have a flashback, unless you're using that narrative element of using a flashback, okay? So you would say things like first, at the beginning, next, then, happily ever after, words like that would be your transition words for narrative writing. So let's look at some of those examples. So what you're going to do here in these paragraphs is you're going to read the paragraph and then you're going to determine, is it informative, is it a narrative, or is it opinion writing? And then correctly place the transition words into these sentences. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. We will go over the answers together then.